Hi, welcome to Ocean Yummy's channel. So, um, as you know, I have spoke about Dontay London before because I spoke about how he changed, and there was loads of stuff that came out about Dontay last year to this month. I mean, last month, a couple months ago, and I've been watching them actually. Sometimes I think Dante's a little bit ignorant to lots of things. I don't know whether that's down to his age or what. I don't know what it is. Anyway, the reason why I'm on here today is to talk about Dante and Hannah getting married. Now, you may say, oh, shit, why do you want to talk about Dante and London and Hannah? Well, because Dante and Hannah is about the same age as my children, kind of catchment. They're kind of in that same kind of catchment. So when I'm looking at them, I'm looking at it with a mother's eye, and also coming from being young myself, and also trying to understand why is he such in a rush to get married. He was dating a lot of girls before, and he was literally trying asking the girls like, oh, you're gonna be my wife and blah 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 blah. Anyways, Hannah, as you see in the picture, is the one who really, I think she really stuck around for him. She introduced him to her parents. She wanted to get married to him before, but the father didn't approve the marriage. And I feel also with the dynamics of what's going on with his son as well, there's a bit of tension. I don't think his mother approves of Hannah. I don't think she likes Hannah. I don't think the ex, I mean, like the mother of the child do not like Hannah. Now, even at their wedding ceremony, you can see how this what people kind of think because the mother wasn't present at his wedding. Not only that, right? He's only known her 8 months. He's only known her 8 months. To me, you don't know. You can never know somebody in 8 months, a week, or whatever. Because we've seen it with my Jazzy life. My Jazzy thought that she knew Chris. She thought she knew Chris, and then Chris kind of sort of showed himself or whatever, whatever. And even though people was, what you call it, telling her like he's not that person. Da, da, da. She didn't listen, and I feel it's the same with Dante and Hannah London. I think it's kind of rushing into a marriage. Marriage is a real big commitment, and I feel that how you cannot know a person in 8 months. I would never say to my child who's met somebody in 8 months, get married. Right? You need to have been with them for like 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, or however long. Yes, I know there's married at first sight. Yes, you can meet somebody at, at at a glance and then it be good, but in some cases, as we know, sometimes it can be very detrimental. People can be very vindictive. People can be very controlling. You can literally think that how right you're in a fairy tale, which probably can be a whole horror story or a whole horror movie. And I feel that how um I mean I'm a mum of girls and boys and a boy, and I will say to my son, no, you need to give it a little longer to get to know the girl. One, and don't get her pregnant. Don't, like, you know what I mean? You have to really get to know the other side. The parents have to really get on very well. The girl has to get on with the mother. It's right. It's all well and good. You're putting it on YouTube a certain way, right? Because people can make things on YouTube look nice and pretty, and in fact, it's not so in real life. But saying that, I have watched a lot of marriages of YouTubers who has married in the past. The cabs, I think the cabs they called. um, when they got married. I watched another YouTuber got married. Oh, Eat with Q is definitely not a good example to even say, well, Eat with Q, her marriage didn't even work out. Now her and Mr. Fabamissima is getting divorced. So you cannot rush into these things. You have to really know who you're with, because you 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 a person, some women, right, this is how some women goes, and I'll say this to my son too. Some women, right, um they will meet a man halfway. They will give in to some of what he is. Sometimes some men likes it when a woman challenges them a little bit, challenges them how, not challenging them in arguments or so. Or sometimes like she said, oh, I don't think we should do that. Maybe that's not the right move to do right now. Maybe we should do something else. Right. And I feel maybe Hannah do give in to Dontay a little too much sometimes. I mean, even with the wedding, I'm sure she did not want the wedding on the beach. I'm sure she wanted a wedding in a church. I feel it was kind of rushed. Um, you know, it could have been an absolutely beautiful wedding if given the chance. Even if you have a long engagement would have been more acceptable, because a person can take off their mask. A person can put on their mask, and then after a year or two, right, you don't recognize the person. You don't know who you married. Remember, there's a woman who did a whole series, Who Did I Get Married to? You have to be very, very careful. And as young as Dontay is, right, some women can be very sinister. You and the woman might fall out of love, and next thing you know, she is one sinister person. And I think it's the same for Hannah. I feel that's why the dad must have saw something in him that made him didn't approve the wedding. That didn't approve, because the dad is a visionary, or and he can wed them. Because I remember when Dontay asked the dad if he will marry them. So I just feel it's kind of rushed. I don't know how my subs feel. I feel it's a very rushed wedding, and the reason why I'm not playing the video, because Dontay is very vindictive. Hold on. Scammers early in the morning ringing. Yeah. So Dontay, I feel they could have waited. You know what I mean? To be honest, they could have waited. Really, they could have waited. You know, give it a couple years. Like, you know what I mean? You only just got a place. You just moved from one place to another place, right? He's already calling you wifey and husband. Even if he's already calling you wifey and husband, that's okay, or hubby or whatever. But you still have to get to know him, and he has to get to know you. And I feel you don't like weddings. Weddings are special things. It's the thing that some women want to remember is like, it shouldn't be a rushed process. It should be a nice process where, like, you're choosing your dress, you're choosing the cake, even if you do a formal one, an informal one, however you want to do it. I don't think you should rush certain things. Um, all of you, his family should have been there, and all of you, her family should have been there. The friends should have been there. You know what I mean? It's a union. The union has to be really sealed by all sides. Friends has to approve, and family has to approve. And if it's not so, um, yeah, it could be disastrous. It's not that I'm putting mouth on their marriage. No, I just feel that how they kind of rushed it. And I know I think he's 28 years old. I can't remember how old she is. I think he's 28. I don't think he's 30 yet. But some things you cannot rush. You cannot rush that. And I feel she is a bit disappointed in how her wedding's turned out. I know she's all smiles and giggles. Yeah, she smiles and giggles, but she probably is not happy with how it looked on the surface. You know what I mean? Because even on a beach wedding, you can have nice cheers, a nice little thingy over the head, right? You have all your people who love you that is there, and it's I hope that they last long, and I hope it's not just a thing in the ocean where like something happens, because we've seen it with CJ, Cool, Clarence, and Queen Naija, I think her name is. We've seen this, right? So I would say to Dontay and Hannah, right, that was a very rushed wedding. You should have taken a little more time. I know you want content. I get it. Yes. Because even when you was in the church, you're making bare noise. You're making bare noise, right? Right. Even though the guy said, yeah, afterwards, right, you're gonna have counseling and stuff. But I feel the counseling should begin before the wedding. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to get, especially so young, you need to make sure that everything is sealed up. So there is no holes, no thingy could come in between you and your man and him and his woman. You know what I mean? Um, Long engagement. I don't see nothing wrong with long engagement. Anything could change within that time. You might not even like the dude after a while. Like, you know, like he can totally change up on you. He could switch, So I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame. I don't think Hannah was happy with that wedding. I really feel you lot could have waited just a little bit. Let's give it a little more time at least. Before jumping. I mean, like, I'm sure she wanted to jump the broom. She's Ghanaian. So I'm sure she wanted all the traditional rights, the you know, the dressing up, the father giving her away, or brother, father, her maid of honor. You know what I mean? No, like, just because a woman agrees with you doesn't mean she agrees with you. Some women secretly will say yeah, but sometimes it's not what they want. You know what I mean? And like I said, I do hope that how you guys do last long or make it through, because there's certain things you cannot rush. You cannot rush, and I'm an older woman, and I feel like even I've learned that now. I'm in my big 40s, near 50s, right? Some things you can't rush. You have to take time and give things time. It's not about rushing and doing things for YouTube. Because when you turn this off, is you and him got to live together. You and him got to go through whatever together. You and him got to go through what's it, the good and the bad and the ugly. And because like he's got to go through something with the baby mother, you got to go through that with him as well. So you have to make sure everything's good on both sides. And like I said, even the energy between her and the baby mother is off. You know, they didn't even talk to each other. They didn't even look at each other. I feel the introduction that he did with her and the baby mother was kind of off. I could think he could have done it a bit more better. You know, even when they went out to eat, they could have chosen a nicer place and gone, and everybody look each other, sit across the table, have a conversation. But anyways, I'm just speaking as a mother of son and daughter. So I wouldn't want my children doing a marriage, and I'm not there, having a wedding and I'm not there. I wouldn't want my children, as soon as they meet somebody, 8 months later, you're married, right? You gotta take your time, and that's why, like I said, and that's probably why the father didn't want to do, because he sees that Dontay needs to grow a little bit more as a man, you know. So, that's what I want to say on this part. I'm gonna change the picture of the thumbnail, because She does look nice in her picture. She does look nice, but I feel she wanted a little bit more. I don't think she was happy with what she got. I don't think you guys was happy with that wedding. I think you guys might have to do another wedding, a proper wedding, dresses. It don't have to necessarily be in a church. You know, you could put a wedding anywhere. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it even in a beautiful park. You can do it. I mean, like I said, on the beach, you could do the chairs, the whole thing. You can even do that on a budget. You don't even have to do it on a on a how much. You know what I mean? And she could have got her family involved to make it easier. Do you know? But anyways, I'm going to come off and I'm going to leave it right there. And I'll see you later. Take care. Bye. Please tell me what you think of Dontay London's wedding. Go over to his channel, take a look at the wedding, and you tell me what you think. You tell me what you think. You go and look, and you tell me, because I know I got older ones in my on my subscribers. You tell me as a parent, what do you think of that? Okay. We're not being judgmental. We're just thinking like, nah, 8 months is too fast. You need to get to know people first. You get like, there's quick like as one subscriber said, there's quick weddings, but yeah, you do need to get to know the person properly. So with that said, I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.